Welcome to New Botany, and I'm full of cold and flu or COVID or something like that at the moment, and I'm going to put out yet another video on mosses. The last one I did was very popular for some reason, so I've decided to do some more. And I've got a couple of mosses books that I use regularly. This one is Mosses of Berkshire, Buckinghamshire and Oxfordshire by Peter Creed and Tom Haynes. And the mosses that I've been looking at recently have been these kinds. They're called Didymodons, and it's got Didymodon here, Didymodon rigidulus. I've done a video on that. And Didymodon insulanus, I've done a video on that as well. But in a number of books, these Didymodons aren't even included. And I wanted to talk about why they're not included, because it's really quite interesting. They're not included in most books because it's thought that people aren't able to identify these mosses accurately, except just by the group of mosses as a whole. Anyway, I've got a number of Didymodons I've been working with myself that I think are relatively easy to identify, and we'll look at those in a minute. And here we've got Ralph Pope's book on mosses, liverworts, on hornworts, common bryophytes in the northeast of the United States. And if you look in Ralph's book, he doesn't have Didymodon at all in this book. He doesn't even attempt to include them. And that is down to the fact that these plants can be quite difficult to identify, and an AI search gives you these reasons. Identification challenges. Many Didymodon species require a microscope for accurate identification. I don't believe that's necessarily the case. I think you can be pretty sure by looking at them in terms of their colours, etc. Here we've got 3 different Didymodons for comparison that I'm pretty sure of their identities based on characters that you can see through a smartphone camera, or a good smartphone camera. This is D. nicholsonii, and I believe that that's D. nicholsonii because of its olive green colour. This is Didymodon insulanus. It's got a straggly, raggedy appearance when it's desiccated. And this one is Didymodon vinealis, which his shoots are rolled up into tight coils when the plant is dry, and you can see that there. After the plants are hydrated, they seem to retain their colours quite well. And the shoots unfurl to give you a better idea of what the shoots really look like when they're hydrated. And you can see this is nicholsonii here, and the shoots are a mixture of brown and green, which is fairly typical of this moss. And there you can see a close-up of the picture. Green at the centre and brown at the edges, giving the olive colour very clearly. The next one that we're going to look at that's been hydrated is Didymodon insulanus, and this is probably the easiest of the Didymodons to identify. The leaves are very long, straggly, and have a sort of spiral arrangement. So if you find one like this, long leaves, not tightly packed but loosely packed, it's going to be Didymodon insulanus, particularly if it's found on tarmac. D. vinealis, Didymodon vinealis, is a plant which tends to be found on roofs, and I found the pad of this plant lying in the street after obviously having fallen off a roof. And Didymodon vinealis is a rooftop specialist. So there we are. Thanks for watching.